So let's continue the topic from the previous episode about the morality and natural law. So this time I would like to focus more a little bit on the binding aspect of natural law. We can ask ourselves a question: why is even natural law binding humans? Why? Why is that we are bound by this strange law, some may ask? Well, the answer is quite simple. Everything is related to this. This little thing called brain is an amazing tool that allows us to be a little bit more than other animals. We have capacity, thanks to this, to be above animals and to understand things they are not capable of. So we can utilize our intellect and make use of it. For example, we can go crush the rock and then create some other tools from the smaller pieces. Our brain has not only analytical abilities, but also we have the capability for holistic intelligence. So this is the most important reason why the natural law is binding. Since we are able to actually step away and cut off from the me mentality and look objectively at situations that are around us, we can come to some kind of the conclusions. Conclude, and then we can also foresee the possible outcomes of this. And thanks to that ability of ours, our brains, we are bound by the natural law. Well, but are we actually using this knowledge in practice? Most of us are not using this. Most of us do not utilize this knowledge. Humans are not really taught this anywhere from parents, school, government, to be using the holistic intelligence, to be using our brain capacity to the fullest. Just most of us don't know about the morality or don't care. They are ignorant about this. Our disability to tell right from wrong does not mean we are free from its consequences. Our actions, whether we like it or not, create the change in the world, both positive and negative. Doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter if you cannot tell the right from wrong. If your action is right or if your action you're wrong, the consequences will always hit us hard. That's how karma works. It doesn't just work on an individual level. It can work on more aggregate level. So if we follow the natural law and try to be a little bit more moral, we can create a better world for the future. Whether conscious or unconscious, consequences always reach us in the aggregate. So staying immoral, the majority of the people, staying immoral will only brings us more and more enslavement. We will be kept into this, it will raise control and bring us into more and more enslavement. Until majority of us starts to take moral actions, there will be no change. We will be just following the same pattern as we do. So far, throughout the history, you can see we repeat the same patterns over and over and over again. It's insanity to think that doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results will bring us anywhere closer to the freedom. We're not moving anywhere in the direction towards freedom. Our journey has not yet begun as humans to reach freedom. We have to cut out from me mentality, from caring about ourselves and that immorality can bring me some kind of positive outcome in today's world, and start incorporate the moral actions, the right actions. Only by doing this on the aggregate level we can reach freedom. Otherwise, we are doomed to follow the same as we were. It can be another war, possibly another conflicts, but we can avoid this. We can avoid this by incorporating morality and natural in our daily life. We must accept as a humanity that we are bound by the natural law. You can argue about this, you can don't believe it, it doesn't really matter. It's just like with the gravity example I talked about previously. It doesn't matter whether you believe it or not. The consequences will always be there for us. But now you may ask, well, you were talking a lot about the humans, but let's look at the animal kingdom. Are they not bound by natural law? They are more cruel than us. They are just kill and perform immoral acts. Well, if you don't know yet, humans and animals differ quite a bit. Yeah? Our brain, thanks to its capacity, can act not only on instinct, but also on analyzing the environment, using analytical and intellectual tools. And we can control our instincts and perform actions that we found that will have a better consequences, the better outcome in their natural. Animals mostly act on the instinct. Let's take example from my neighborhood. In my neighborhood, there are balls. So winter is coming and it's dark right now. So imagine the example that you go out, going on a walk, and you can encounter a sow with her younglings, right? They didn't see you, you didn't see them. Just let the one youngling squeak, and sow will go into defend mode, trying to protect her children and act on her instincts. So her instinct in defense will be to attack the possible predator, which she identified as being me. Just because I was there, I'm the predator, because one of the younglings was scared and enough to squeak because I scared him. Now, let's compare this situation with humans. So, for example, there is you, some kind of friend of yours, girl, doesn't matter. You are talking, standing somewhere, you don't see, someone is coming behind that friend of yours, and you hear the scream. Well, what do you do? Do you do action, reaction, boom, left, right, hook, and try to defend your friend from her screaming? Obviously, most of us will not do that. We'll just first go observe the situation and try to analyze it. What actions should we perform? If this action is really based on some kind of fear that the situation is requiring us to perform the fight or flight mode and telling us to enter this mode, or is it just a misunderstanding? She was just scared because she didn't notice the other person, right? So animals do not have this capacity for holistic intelligence. They are not able to perceive the world as we are. They are not able to cut out from their ego. They can be taught some actions and reactions, but it's not the same as what people, humanity can do. So if you want to achieve freedom, it's our responsibility to act morally. You guys need to engage. Do not be nerd. You have to engage. Just taking in knowledge, being a passive person won't bring us closer to the freedom. You can take me as an example. That's one way to do it. You can go on, start the camera, talk to a microphone, and share your knowledge, which you gathered in the social media, in the internet. You can go. The change will only manifest only when the majority will be involved. Only then the change will manifest in the world. So don't get me wrong. I know we are imperfect beings, so we will make mistakes. We can learn from them. They will always happen. So the aim is to have more moral actions than immoral across the globe. Then we will see a trend towards freedom, not towards more control and enslavement. See, the responsibility is always on our side. You can't just step down from it and pass it to someone else. If someone orders you to do immoral act, do you think you won't take responsibility for it? Just because someone ordered you and you are performing just a simple order doesn't take a responsibility out of your hands. You are the one doing it. You have your own brain, you have your own intellect. You can use it to tell if the given order is right or wrong. You don't have to obey the order just because someone made you do it. You have the ability to just reject it and say the sacred word no. We want always to pass responsibility. It's not me. It's always the government, the police, the army. They are them, the other, the Republicans, the Democrats. Doesn't matter. It's all bullshit. We, and only we, have the responsibility for our actions. We take the responsibility for our actions. No government or school will ever teach you that. They don't want you to know this. They want to spread the lie that you can step down from and let them take the responsibility. if they are in control, they take all the responsibility for the state of the humanity, the state of our world. That's just lie. That's not true, and you have to understand this if you want to reach the freedom. So you have to consciously take steps, starting from learning yourself, applying this knowledge into your life, and then teach others. That's the way. Propagate. First, you are the trainee. You learn, you exercise, you gather the knowledge, boom. Then you become the teacher for others. Share this knowledge, spread this across the globe. Yeah? You can share this knowledge in many ways. For example, in person. I don't know, create some groups, meet up or regular meetups, and share your knowledge. You can create some kind of blogs, podcasts, videos. You can be on social media. The more of us do this, the harder it will be to quiet us. The more chances we got to actually reach more unconscious people with this message about morality, about natural law, about freedom, knowledge. It's already here. We are in the 21st century. The knowledge is here. We have access to the internet. We have access to the book, movies, podcasts. The internet is full of the knowledge we can gather. But for some reason, most people are not interested in doing this. They are either ignorant or, I don't know, they cannot find the knowledge. So we can help them by sharing this knowledge or pointing them in the right direction. You can point them here, there, check out this, look at this. I recently, for example, watched some nice podcast. Why don't you listen to it? Don't believe me. I'm just a random person from the internet. Just like most of us are. You can verify the knowledge I'm sharing here for yourself. And be sure that it's not nonsense. Because if you just, verify it and base it because some other guy from the channel Trident of Freedom told me this, I will believe him. You don't have to believe. You have to know. You have to know that this is true. This is the truth and this is the right. Don't just take my word for granted. Collect, aggregate more knowledge, and then come up with the correct conclusion. Either I am right or I am wrong. And you can go on, create some media and, for example, point me out where I'm doing wrong. Or you can just come to a conclusion, okay, this guy actually was talking the truth. I should spread it a little bit more. That's how wisdom is obtained. Wisdom is not obtained just by believing some random people here and there. If you just believe, then you are not exercising your consciousness in any way. You're just blindly following this or that person. That's not the way. So in the next episode, we're gonna focus a little bit about the physical brain, how it's constructed, how the different parts of it works. This is gonna be an entry for understanding the further manipulations that are being done on us. It's humanity. Hope you enjoyed this episode. For now, I'm Alek from the tridentoffreedom.com and see you next time. Bye.